Hello, Hooverhawks and friends. Happy Monday. So I know Mondays can be tough. So right away, we're going to start off with our KOC motto that we say to get our brains ready to listen and comprehend the questions that I will ask you about the book that we're reading. So you guys know what to do. Repeat after me. If you are new here, we just say a super simple phrase to get our minds ready to learn and listen. So here we go. I am smart. I believe in myself. I am a great kid. I have courage. I deserve to learn. Today is going to be awesome! Alrighty, so now that we are focused and ready to learn, we're going to go over our questions about Chapter 4. And we had these on Friday, so a couple days since we read. If you don't remember them, that's okay. I'm going to give you the answers, and maybe it'll spark something in your mind. So, first question we had was, why might Camp Lone Wolf close? Camp Lone Wolf might close because Mr. Jenkins can't afford the bills to keep it open. So if he isn't able to pay this month's bills, Camp Lone Wolf is going to be bought by the bank and turned into a mall, which I'm sure a lot of people don't want. Question number 2. What did they find in Captain Teach's green case? In his green case, there was a piece of paper, which leads us to question number 3. What was on the piece of paper? And on that paper, there was a map. So that's kind of interesting, and I think it goes along with our title, Pirates Don't Wear Pink Sunglasses. So we're going to jump into Chapter 5, titled Blackbeard, of Pirates Don't Wear Pink Sunglasses in the Adventures of the Bailey School Kids series. But before we do that, I'm going to give you guys a couple questions that you can be thinking about while we read this chapter. Question 1, what flag was on Captain Teach's porch? Question number 2, whose name was on the bottle's label? And question 3, what is a nickname? So with that being said, let's go ahead and start Chapter 5, titled Blackbeard. As you can tell, my reading today has put my dog to sleep, so she'll probably be listening, and if she gets up and moves around, just ignore. She does it a lot. Alrighty, here we go. We have to give his sunglasses case to him, Liza told her friends. He might be worried about it. The kids had swallowed down their entire supper of hot dogs, hamburgers, french fries, baked beans, and ice cream. And still, there was no sign of Captain Teach in the dining hall. We have plenty of time before the campfire, Melody said. Eddie frowned and licked the last bit of ice cream off his fingers. We don't know where Teach is staying. Teach is in that small cabin close to the boat dock, Carrie said as she walked past their table to put up her food tray. I saw him going there after he practically killed us this afternoon. It's settled then, Liza said, gathering up her tray. We'll go right now. I don't know how I ever got mixed up with a bunch of turkeys like you guys, Eddie complained as they walked down the path to the lake. There's the cabin, Howie said. I never even noticed it. Howie pointed through the trees at a small cabin set back from the path. The gray wooden cabin had a tiny porch with a flag hanging from it. That's a weird flag, Melody said as they walked onto Captain Teach's porch. The flag was black with a white skull painted on it, and crossbones were underneath the skull. That's a Jolly Roger, Howie told them. Teach must like to study about pirates. How do you know that's a pirate's flag? Eddie asked. For all you know, it could be the flag of Brazil. Maybe Teach is from Brazil. We have a picture to look at. So there is the Bailey School Kids going to Captain Teach's cabin, and there's the flag. And so it is black, it has a skull on it with crossbones underneath the skull. And from what I know, anytime I've seen a picture of a pirate or I've read a pirate's book, this flag is always there. So I think that is a pirate's flag. If you'd read a book once in a while, you'd learn something, Howie said, as he knocked on the door. He's not here, Eddie said. Are you happy now? We walked all the way down here for nothing. Try one more time, Liza suggested. Howie knocked on the door again. This time, his pounding caused the door to slowly creak open. Howie peeked inside the cabin. He looked back at his friends and gulped. Captain Teach isn't here, but you'll never believe what is. Eddie pushed past Howie into the cabin. Wow, this is neat, Eddie shouted. The walls of the cabin were covered with swords, old guns, and yellow maps. A large bird perch stood near the window, and a bookcase was crammed full of model ships and glass bottles. I've always wanted one of these, Eddie said, picking up a huge ship and a bottle labeled Queen Anne's Revenge. You'd better put that down before you break it, Liza said. We can just leave the case on the porch. I don't think we'd better leave anything, Howie told them. I have a strange feeling about all of this. What are you talking about? Melody asked. Let me see that map again, Howie asked Melody. She shrugged and handed over the green case. Howie carefully unfolded the old map and held it up by the window to read its strange handwriting. You shouldn't read that, Liza reminded him. Howie looked at Liza and spoke very seriously. This may be a matter of life and death. Besides, this isn't a letter. It's just a note scribbled on a map. I guess it's okay. Can you read what it says? Liza said. Howie carefully smoothed out the old crinkled paper and tried to make out the words. He read, My dearest Blackbeard, I am doomed. I leave you my treasure and my love. Liza squinted to read the strange handwriting. Do you think it's from Molly? Molly the Red? Melody asked. Howie nodded his head. And I bet this is a map telling Blackbeard where her treasure is buried. You're crazy, Eddie said, grabbing the map back. What would Teach be doing with a pirate's map? In the same book that had the pirate's flag, there was also a section about Blackbeard, Howie told them. That makes sense, Melody said. She touched a huge sword that hung from the wall. After all, Blackbeard was the most famous pirate who ever lived. Also, the meanest, Eddie agreed. Howie pointed to the ship and the bottle Eddie had held up. That was his ship. Read the name on the bottom of the label. Eddie held the bottle up to read the label in the fading light. Queen Anne's Revenge. Ship of Blackbeard. Captain Edward Teach. Killed 1718. Captain Teach, Melody squealed. So what? Eddie put the bottle back on the shelf. You said yourself, Teach likes to study about pirates. Captain Teach is probably his nickname. Howie shook his head. I don't think Teach just likes to study about pirates. I think he is a pirate. Eddie laughed out loud. Pirates lived a long time ago. There aren't any left today. Besides, who ever heard of a pirate wearing pink sunglasses? Melody said. I don't know, Liza said. Let's just leave the case and go. We can't, Howie shook his head. We know too much. If this is a treasure map and Teach really is a pirate, we may be in a lot of danger. Danger, danger, squawk! The four kids jumped at the loud screech. There, perched on the windowsill, was Long-Tongued Jack. So that is the end of Chapter 5. We will have Chapter 6 on Friday. Before we go, I'm going to go over the questions, and then I have an announcement for you guys. So, for your questions for Chapter 5 are these three. 1. What flag was on Captain Teach's porch? Number 2. Whose name was on the bottle's label? And number 3. What is a nickname? Before you guys go, on Friday we are going to have a fun themed read aloud, and so dress up in your favorite superhero wear. It can be a Batman shirt, a Superman shirt. You can make up a superhero and dress up in that, or even if you have superhero pajamas, just wear those. But it is Superhero Friday, and so if you guys want, you can have your parents email me a picture of you dressed up in your gear. I'll be dressed up in my favorite superhero stuff, and we're going to enjoy Chapter 6 of Pirates Don't Wear Pink Sunglasses. So happy Monday, guys, and I will see you on Friday. Bye.